Hi there, BookTube. I wanted to get on here really quick and share with you my book haul from Goodwill. And I thought it was really funny. One thing I want to say before I get started is when I had them ring up all the books, I said, can I have one of those bags that says Goodwill on it? Because I'm a booktuber and I love the thumbnail for my last Goodwill haul. And they said, no, we actually only use donated bags now too. So I wanted to share that with you. I thought that was kind of funny. My Goodwill book haul is from the Acme grocery store bag. So anyway, stay tuned and I will tell you what I bought. All right, so here we go. I can't resist the Goodwill. Like I love, and I can't resist dying plants either. It's just a problem I have. I go through stores and if I see a dying plant on clearance for like a quarter, I have to take it and revive it. And I just can't stand to see these books that are being neglected in Goodwill. So I went and I bought some books. And I have a secret pal at my work, and she put on her list of things that she likes, and I don't know her very well, but she put that she likes funny books. So we're supposed to stay within a budget. I know that's a little weird to give somebody a book from Goodwill, but we are supposed to stay under, I think, $5. I don't remember. But, I didn't want to go out and buy I wanted to give her A Man Called Ave because I think that is a fantastic book. And I went into Goodwill thinking I would find one, and I didn't find one. But what I did find for her is the Rosie Project, and it's a nice hard copy book. It's in mint condition, and I think it's okay to give somebody a used book if you're giving it with a whole bunch of other things, and I'm going to give her a bunch of other things. And the price tag came right off. Usually that doesn't happen at Goodwill. Usually the price tag's on there, has a death grip on the product, and it was $3.29. So I feel like if I give her this and a couple of nice candies, or I have a little Yankee candle maybe. I was gonna put a big ribbon around it and a candy cane in it, and this will be just one of many gifts. It won't be like her main gift. So I think I'm gonna do a video on what I decided to buy my secret pal because I think it's fun. I just love December. I love all the gift giving and everything. And I want to say what I like to know what other people buy for gifts, and I want to give other people gifts and share that with everyone. I just think it's the season for giving, and I love it. Okay, I have to say I'm a little weirded out. I'm not sure where I'm looking, so I think I'm going to stop this filming for a minute and try and figure out where exactly is the camera that I'm supposed to be. Is this it that I'm supposed to be looking at? Okay, I'm back. And I'm feeling a little bit more myself now too. I think the camera's here. I was looking for my glasses. And when I found my glasses, I also wanted to grab my father-in-law's flannel because, Thanksgiving has passed recently, and he died on Thanksgiving, not this year. We've had some time to heal, but he did die right around Thanksgiving. And one of the things, the last conversations he had with my in-laws, I don't think I was there, was, you have to go to the grocery store and you have to get the turkey and you have to get this and that, and as he was in the hospital dying. And this Thanksgiving, we went to his house to see my mother-in-law and have Thanksgiving dinner, and it was lovely. And she had a bag of his flannel shirts. And I loved my husband's father. I loved him. In a lot of ways, he was the father I wish I'd had. Now, my father was a brilliant man and an educated man and an excellent provider, but he could sometimes be a pretty mean alcoholic. And so I'm not going to get on the internet and bash my father. He's passed away, and, he had good qualities too. But when I married my husband, I kind of got a new father too in the deal. And I'd like to think I was close with my father-in-law. And so having his flannel and having it on this video is special to me. So I saw this and I grabbed it and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to bring him along with me on my video. Okay, so back to the Goodwill book haul. I just in another video listened to a CD from a friend of mine. She was a lovely woman. I still haven't remembered to ask her if I can say her name on the internet, so I won't. But she gave me this bag of CDs and books on tape, and I did a haul for that. I can link it. And she loves J.D. Robb. She had a few Nora Roberts, but a whole lot of J.D. Robb. And she probably gave me this audio. It's Imitation in Death. And I thought, how cool would it be to have the actual paper book along with the audio? And if I don't have the audio for this one, I have the paperback. And it also sounded really good. I want to tell you about it, but then I don't. So I'll do a review on it after I read it. But it sounded really good. So I grabbed this, and I'm a little bit new to J.D. Robb, or new again. I read one of J.D. Robb's years ago, and then I got the big haul from my friend, and I discovered J.D. Robb again. And I thought it was a really good CD. I did the review of that, so I can link it. It was Survivor in Death, and it was very good. And I'm betting that it's a series, and this is part of that series. So I grabbed this too. I thought it looked good. And my sister-in-law, lovely, hello, my sister-in-law, if she's watching. I'm very fortunate to have nice in-laws. And she loves Danielle Steel, and I don't. And she knows that about me. She knows I'm not a Danielle Steel fan. Speaking of my father, my biological father, he was, like I say, a well-read, brilliant man. And my mother, also well-read, she used to love Danielle Steel, and she would read Danielle Steel. And my father, he would just see the book laying around, and he was, he's like me. He couldn't walk past something and not read it. So he read Danielle Steel. And I remember one time when I was like middle school or teenager, and he got mad at my mother, and he said, Danielle Steel has diarrhea of the pen. She doesn't know when her books should end. They're supposed to end, and she just keeps going. And I thought that was funny. And then I read a Danielle Steel, and personally, I'm so sorry to my sister-in-law, but I found that to be true. It's like, okay, Miss Steel, your book could have ended, 100 pages ago. But anyway, I saw these and I grabbed them for my sister-in-law, and I snapped a picture and I said, if you don't want them, I'll give them to somebody else, but I saw them at Goodwill. Are you interested? And she said, yes, of course, I'm interested. So I got her Ransom by Danielle Steel, nice quality hardback book, and 5 Days in Paris by Danielle Steel. Also, nice quality hardback book. And I probably won't be reviewing these because I'm not a fan, but I can ask my sister-in-law. It's funny, I will say, this is rambling, but there's another book that I bought, and I was so excited to read it. And I started to read it, and it was awful. I just couldn't get into it. So I gave it to my very dear friend. I don't have her permission to say her name either, but I gave the book to her, and I said, hey, I hated this book, but maybe you'll like it. It's got all these awards, like a bestseller and everything. I don't want to say the name because that's not kind, but I was really excited to read it, and I just can't get into it. The narrator is so pretentious. And would you like to read it? And if you don't, no problem. But it did win, like bestsellers and things like that. Do you win bestsellers or earn bestsellers? I don't know. She gave it back to me, and she said, I want you to know I read it. I wanted to be a good friend and give you my input, and I didn't like it. And I'm thinking, well, why did you read it? And she said, well, I liked some things about it. And she proceeded to tell me she liked one of the characters. And she said, but no, I don't really recommend it. So then, now these are all friends at church. So here we are leaving church, and the woman that gave me the book haul, she was walking by, and I said, hey, you want this? And she said, oh no, if two people don't like the book, I don't have time for it. So I just thought that was cute. Little story. Life is too short for a bad book, I think. I don't know. I am so sorry because I hear these booktubers and they read these books and they keep going and they finish them, and whether they like them or not. And me, I have no problem ditching a book. If I'm 100 pages in and I'm starting to hate it, bye-bye. But anyway, I don't even know where I was going. Danielle Steel. Oh, I asked my friend, I said, well, since you read the book, would you like to do a review for my channel? And she said, no, I don't want to get on your channel. And the same with my sister-in-law. I will challenge her to do a review and I'll post it on my channel. But I don't think she'll want to do that. But the offer's always opened. Okay, back to my book haul. I'm sorry. Or am I not sorry? I don't know. I kind of like the chatty videos when people chat. My husband was listening to me watch a video and he's like, does that person really think that people care that much about their lives? The person's a stranger. And I'm saying, yeah, I care. I get into these booktubers and I like to follow their lives and I care about the things going on. So if I'm boring you now, I guess you could go to the description box. I'll put the list in the description box. But I'm feeling chatty. I am going to be reading a lot for December, for Christmas month. And so I bought this one, The Dogs of Christmas. I think I read and actually reviewed a dog book by this guy, Bruce Cameron, on my channel. So I saw this and it was just a book about dogs and I thought, okay, now I'm a cat person, but I like all animals. So it looked cute and I'm a sucker for a good Santa hat. Can I just say, I was going through the Christmas decorations and I was pulling them all out and we have my section of decorations and my husband's section of decorations and everybody has their own box of ornaments that are special to them. And my husband's like, what are you doing? Because he's trying to watch football. Must have my Santa hat. Where is my Santa hat? So I still haven't found my Santa hat. But I saw this dog with the Santa hat and I was like, well, at least he has a Santa hat. So here you go, Santa hat. Okay. Have you ever come across a book that you just loved and you see it and you buy it even though you've already read it? Probably a lot of booktubers. I don't like to keep books. I tend to give them away after I finish them, but this one, I loved this book. And so when I saw it, I just couldn't resist, and that would be The Silent Patient. I'm probably going to do a review of the best books I've read this year, and this will definitely be on that list. I loved The Silent Patient. I actually loved the next book even more, The Maidens. Spoiler alert, so I'll probably do a video on the best books of this year. And I don't know, this is one of my new favorites. So I liked this book. I liked The Maidens even more. And when I saw it, I couldn't resist it. And it was $3.29 at Goodwill. Let me know in the comments if you think it would be appropriate for me to put this in my library for my high school students, if you've read it. I always struggle with that. When you borrow a book from me, it's voluntary. I don't assign books. I'm not a teacher of record. So I don't know. I think when you're assigning somebody, you're telling them they have to read something. I think that's different than when you have a book and somebody borrows it. They're choosing it just like they would from the library. And so I think there's a little more autonomy there. But I don't know. I'm always wondering, is that inappropriate for me to have in my library? So I welcome input on that. Okay, speaking of my students, there were a few I grabbed for my students. Paper Towns, I have seen quite a few book reports on this one. I don't think I've ever actually read it myself, but when I let students pick their own books to present, this one gets chosen quite a bit. And so I grabbed it because I thought, well, if another student sees it in my library and they want to borrow it, apparently it's a popular young adult hit. And also, sometimes students, they might be, oh, I remember that book I really liked. Can I talk about that book? And me personally, I am fine with that. I don't have a problem with rereading, or even if you saw the movie and you want to read the book, I'm okay with that. So I'm glad to be able to have it and say, sure, here it is. You can revisit it. Another one for young adults that I saw. I loved this series as a young adult reader myself. And so when I saw this, I grabbed it. Dicey's Song, the second book in the celebrated Tillerman cycle. I liked Cynthia Voigt quite a bit. And when I was in college and I studied young adult books, to get my degree in secondary education, I did a whole thing on Cynthia Voigt, and I like her books. And so when I saw this, I was like, you know what, I'm going to grab this for my students. And I think also there's a lot to be said for books from our day, back in my day. I have recommended, like, for example, Lois Duncan. I was thinking about doing a video on Lois Duncan books, or books that I enjoyed when I was younger. I have recommended Lois Duncan to readers today that have said to me, wow, that was really good, thank you. And I think there's a lot to be said for a book that has been around a while that you haven't read, because we all know what's trending now, but it's sometimes kind of cool to be like, wow, that was a good book from a long time ago. Gives us some insight. Like, do you remember Hanging Out with Cece? I remember that one when I was young. And the whole idea was the girl, it was sort of like Back to the Future. The girl gets a glimpse at what her mother was like as a teenager. And believe it or not, we were teenagers too. And we share in some of the same struggles and desires and feelings and thoughts that you have, and challenges. And I don't know, I find that refreshing sometimes to look at somebody that I think of that has maybe like arrived, or somebody who seems to, not understand or to have it all together, and to know like, wow, they've been there too. So anyway, I don't know, Cynthia Voigt, I like her. That might be it for the young adult books in here. I'm just gonna rip the bag. I couldn't believe that. Yeah, we only use donated bags now too. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to make any environmentalists mad, but I mean, I get that we're not going to have plastic bags anymore. But when you're buying books, I get this little paper bag. It rips as soon as I leave the store. Which I'm not knocking Goodwill. Please know, I am a big supporter of Goodwill. I love me some Goodwill. They know me there. Okay. Joanne Fluke, I like her books. They're just like little murder mysteries where she talks about usually like the cupcake murder, or this one's the apple turnover murder, bakery murders, what's not to like? Bakery murders. So I don't know. I may have even read this one because I do go through Joanne Fluke books pretty quickly, but I saw it and I was like, okay. Again, in the comments, if you think that one would be a nice one for teenagers, then go ahead and tell me. Or if you think like, oh, I would be horrified if my teenage child came home with that and said the teacher loaned it to her. Please be honest, because I would rather hear in my comments than from my principal. Although I've never gotten in trouble for anything like that. I'm pretty protective of my students and very respectful of everyone's beliefs and, views. So Christmas books, again, I'm thinking about doing a video on books for December, like a bunch of Christmas books. And I saw this, Mary Kay Andrews' Christmas Bliss. I noticed in the store recently that she has a new one. She must do a Christmas book every year. But this is, I guess, a previous one. And Christmas Bliss. I like Mary Kay Andrews. I think she's a good beach read. So I don't know if this will be set in the beach or not, but I like it. And look at the pink tree. It's just so cute. I like pink and green. Fern Michaels, When the Snow Falls. No idea what it'll be about, but I thought this would be a good one because after Christmas, if this is just about snow, there's always snow days. I hope with virtual that we still get snow days, because I just think there's so much excitement when you wake up and school's canceled because of snow. Yay! I love that. My husband hates that. He's like, I think of shoveling when I think of snow. I think of baking cookies and hot chocolate and snuggly blankets and my kitty cats and just being trapped in the house. So I love it. So I thought, well, I'll get this because even after December, I bet it's got some, snow scenery. It'll be fun for a snow day. Getting to the bottom here, I've got 3 left, I believe. Another Nora Roberts, First Snow, again with the snow theme. And Nora Roberts, I thought even if, because I've read a few Nora Roberts and I don't really get into Nora Roberts, but like I say, I kind of dismissed JD Robb and then rediscovered JD Robb. So maybe I'll feel the same way about Nora Roberts. But even if not, it says $11.98 here and $2.29 here. And then I can always pass this on to somebody. So I never hesitate to grab a book at Goodwill. Can I just say, though, one thing about Goodwill that I thought was funny? They had a Christmas tree. It was like a pre-lit Christmas tree in a box. And the box said, it was like the print from the store where the box came from. It said, was $49.99, now on sale for $9.99. And then the Goodwill tag was $20. But I guess, it's supply and demand, so can't really blame them. I was kind of worried, like, am I not going to be able to get a tree this year because of all the shortages? So I was tempted to get it, but then I thought, no, we'll be all right. We have some trees anyway, like artificial trees, little ones, not great. My husband, he loves to put a great big natural tree in the house, but if we don't have that, we'll be okay because we have a couple of little artificial ones. But anyway, Nora Roberts, First Snow. And then the last winter one, and I held this off because my recollection of Heather Graham is like mysteries and violence and death, not in a bad way. Like I don't have a problem with Heather Graham. I just sort of associate her with like dead people, for lack of a better way to put it. And so it was odd to see a Heather Graham Christmas book. And for that reason alone, I grabbed it because I was like, well, now I got to know. And it sounds like a woman encounters an old soldier from, days ago, years ago. Like, what is he? Revolutionary War. He's a soldier from the Revolutionary War. I was looking at the back. And she brings him home for Christmas. She discovers him on the road, and I'm betting he's a ghost. So I thought, well, that's interesting. Heather Graham writes fluff, maybe. I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll read it and I'll let you know. I promise nothing. If I don't like it, I'm not going to get on here and tell you. I don't know. Some people do. Some people get on and say they don't like a book. I guess I don't know. I feel like either that's mean, or do I want to promote a book that somebody might come back and say, that was an awful book. Why'd you promote that? I don't know. Last book. And this one I don't think is a Christmas book. It's just Four Friends by Robin Carr. I enjoy Robin Carr. I find Robin Carr to be like relaxing, cozy reads for me. And I love books about friendship, Four Friends. And if I'm not mistaken, the color might have been orange. I'm not even sure. I asked when they rang me up. For those of you who don't know, when you go into Goodwill, every day it's half price, whatever that color is. So see how this tag is orange and this tag is yellow. They do that, at least in all the Goodwills in my state. And this one's blue. And then I like that. I enjoy it. It's kind of fun. I usually check as soon as I go in, like what color is half price today. But for this one, I just wanted to get books. So I grabbed a bunch of books. I checked the Christmas decorations, and I didn't even bother because I knew I wanted these books. Okay, so that's my last one, Four Friends by Robin Carr. Are you ready for the final price? Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hardbacks, right? 6 hardbacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paperbacks. So 6 plus 8 is what? 14. 14 books. My total price was $40, and money saved was $1.15. So whatever the tag was, I guess I only bought one that was that color. And then I always donate. When you buy, you can donate. You can round up to donate, and I enjoy doing that too. And I also like talking to the woman who's ringing me up, because I was like, oh, you should read this, you should read that. And she was like, well, I'm not a reader, but I like movies. And I was like, that's okay. This one was a movie. So there you have it. That's my Goodwill book haul. I will let you know what I think of these books, and thank you so much for watching.